Hotepu, I wish to return a bit back to our studies of the Papyrus of Ani, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. And in our last podcast on this most beautiful scripture from Africa, we left off around here at number 9, and we're going to go in this video to about here, the end of the top of this page. And if I were to read it in Rinkam, it says here, Dua tu hru, Dua tu keru, Annek tihuti ma'at, Munat raneb, Dua tu heru, Dua tu keru, Annek tihuti ma'at, Munat raneb. And as it says here down in English at number 9, the celestial beings praise thee, and the beings terrestrial praise thee. Tehuti, we don't call him Thoth, his name is Tehuti, and the goddess Ma'at mark out thy course for thee day by day and every day. So, let's dive into what's being told to the initiate in a coded form. Recall, the entire Kemetic religion is about astrology. And those of you who are astrologers may be the most able to appreciate the power of astrology. That you must recall, when this book was written, there were no astrology books, no libraries around the world, no internet. That these black Africans, these gay shamans of Kemet, were pioneering this science. And as they discovered generation after generation, layer upon layer, the power of astrology, the power to predict and to guide human souls and to help the crops, and all these benefits, it was very exciting. It was the breakthrough science of its time. It was the technology revolution of the ancient world. And kings around the world tried to get bits and pieces of astrology and build their empires from it. So this was top secret information and hot information, very, very coveted. So they try to celebrate and jubilate over this science they've discovered by writing it over and over and over in their temples, their alignments of temple rooms, and the ratios of buildings, and in their text about astrology, astrology, astrology. So the whole Kemetic religion is about heaven, literally about the sky. And so, as we said in the very first video on these series of videos on the Ani Papyrus, this book is an astrology manual. It's a secret astrology manual. So, in this verse 9, Duaten Heru. Duaten means that the beings of the heights shall worship thee. Well, the beings of the height shall worship who? They shall worship Ra. What is Ra? Ra is your sun signs, your sun sign astrology chart. Basically your astrology chart. So it says here, worship the beings of the heights, O Ra. Now the beings of the heights are shown here by this word Haru. This word is Har or Hara, which means face, R, which is a vibrating string. This is the glyph for the vault or the slab of heaven, and then 3 tick marks. Har, Haru. Okay? So it's saying here, the stars above should be touched through knowledge. This glyph means stars. A man touching the stars. Touch the stars of your chart with astrological knowledge. And it says the astrological knowledge from above. Now, above has the picture of a man's face, implying your head. So it's saying the mind, the head, must comprehend the astrological teachings of the movements of the things above you, of the stars and planets. And in particular, we have this glyph here for the sky. What do you see in the sky? You see stars, constellations, planets. So this is saying specifically that the signs, the constellations, shall worship you, O Ra. That your signs of the ram and the bull and the twins and the beetle and the lion in your chart, if you begin to work with your chart astrologically as an act of worshiping Ra, which we call Kundalini Yoga, but it's like Kundalini Yoga for your chart. It's like chart voodoo, chart rituals. If you raise your Kundalini, raise your life force in a respectful way to touch the stars of your chart, to do the yogas of your chart, of its signs, then the signs will worship you. That's a very heavy statement theologically. It's saying that the gods above, the angels above, the signs, the stars, will bend to you if you use Kundalini Yoga while honoring your chart. Like doing Qigong for your chart, basically. This is a breakthrough understanding that karma can be bent, not really changed, but bent and smoothed if you do what we call Ra Yoga, Kundalini Yoga. And that your signs represent the impulses in your head. That's why we have this picture of a man's head. And then beneath that we have the letter R here, a vibrating string or an open mouth. So the mind here is vibrating to the mouth or to the sounds or the music of the spheres in the sky. So basically, you should sing to your chart. You should vibrate mentally to the vault of heaven and the three great planes of ecliptic, horizon, and equator in order to make the gods, the angels in those heavenly spheres to obey you, to help you change your karmas. So signs mean needs. And through this yoga, you can get your needs fulfilled. The next verse says, Dwa ten keru. The beings of the depths, keru here, keru means below, shall worship thee. Well, who are they? The beings of the depths are the 12 houses. The signs here, heru, her means above. What do you see above? You see signs and constellations. Okay. Keru, what do you see below? You see the earth. The 12 houses of the zodiac are based upon primarily orientations on the horizon, which is the earth. The signs are your psychological needs, your longings. The houses are the results of your karma, the actual events. One is psychological, the heru or the signs, and one is physical, the keru, the below or the 12 houses. So this statement here is saying that you are not stuck with bad karma from your chart. That Ra himself, the life force, the chi, the kundalini, the voodoo, the ashe, will bend if you do adorations to it ritually. if you do dances and yoga and qigong movements, magical movements to the stars and to the earth, according to your chart, then your life will bloom. Now, how do you do that? How do you pull that off in a foolproof way, in a secured, guaranteed way? Well, the answer is here. It says, An nek tihuti ma'at munat raneb. Okay, an nek tihuti ma'at. This phrase, an, means write, to write for you. It's a scribe's palette. Okay, write for thee, meaning your sun sign, your chart. Tihuti ma'at munat raneb, every day. The translation that Budge gives is not quite accurate to what the initiate is being told. It's not so much as he says that here Tehuti and the goddess Ma'at mark out thy course for thee day by day and every day. The meaning of it is more, Tehuti is the god of oracles. Now, note his name shows an ibis bird standing on a standard or a kind of flag, but it's very hard to see perhaps, but there are two tiny parallel tick marks beneath his name. Those double tick marks mean the sound T, Tihuti, the double measurer. So this is the god of wisdom, the god of oracles. And this is a very important line here for all Egyptian philosophy. It's saying that the way you get to assure that you worship your chart and elevate it. You see the man's arms are elevating his chart. He's elevating his stars. He's again elevating the stars, what I call up-leveling or improving his karma. You have to first have Tehuti, the double measurer wisdom god, write for thee every day what to do. You're supposed to have an oracle. The oracle is in two forms, that's why it's two tick marks. One form is what's called astrology omens, where you look at how to read the chart as an omens table. The other method of divination is the casting of lots, what is called in the Yoruba Ifa, also called in Kemet Ifa, or in the blacks of China, the Naks of China, they called it the Yi Jing or the I Jing. These high levels of divination through binary methods. So it's saying you have to learn what the oracle says about your chart daily. So the astro oracle, the omens of your chart, refer to your transits. You have to learn to read the daily transits. Munat raneb, day by day and every day, meaning every day you watch your transits and you find out what your chart's doing that day. That's the first part of Tehuti, the double. The second part of the Tehuti here is, now once you look at your transits, you need to cast an oracle on it, a lots oracle. You throw shells, you throw bones, you throw a chain, you throw some kind of African high oracle. You throw coins, you get a pattern. It was this line that revealed to me that astrology and divination must never be separated. Wisdom requires the science of the skies and the science of casting lots. Now, you cast lots downward. We say you drop the Ifa chain, you drop the coins of the Yijing, you drop the shells of the Obiabata or the Mendinogun or the Ikimpamnas. They fall down to the earth. So you see here, there's a fractal play where this first sentence, this first set of sentences, Duatu Heru, Duatu Keru. The beings of the heights, that's the astrology chart. The beings of the depths, meaning the earth. Then the next deity mentioned is doubled, like this verse is doubled, above, below. Then we have a god of doubling, looking at something above, Tehuti, looking at something below, Tehuti. It's woven so tightly in a fractal manner, a kind of repetitive or a fugue type literary style. A fugue is like a round, like row, row your boat, is a round. Okay? So, the beings of the heights here will worship you if you learn astrology prediction. And you work with those predictions using ritual, magic, voodoo, kundalini yoga, qigong on that chart. It's not just qigong or yoga for its sake, it's specific to yogas for your chart. Most people who do yoga nowadays and most astrologers don't do both of those for the chart. Most people do yoga because they have a backache or they want to feel relaxed. It's kind of generic. This verse is saying, no. You must not do yoga generically. You must do it for a specific thing in your chart to fix that thing. That's the true function of yoga, which means to unite the two. Yoga means to yoke. Tehuti means the one who unites the two. And then your 12 houses on earth, the fruits, karmic results of your life, must also be read by the casting of lots. Then it says, Tehuti and Ma'at. Ma'at, what is Ma'at? Ma'at is the law of karma itself. Ma'at is that you are where you are in life by right of consciousness. Your chart is the way it is, and thus your life experiences, your 12 houses are the way they are, by right of consciousness. That Ma'at means math. That the mathematics of your consciousness have generated external synchronicities. And so, your job is to see that the karmas you have represent the truth of your consciousness. And that those karmas, be they good or bad, let's talk about the bad ones for example, the bad karmas are the truth of your bad consciousness of who you are. So that when you look at your chart, you're looking at the truth of the results of well-managed or mismanaged consciousness. Okay? Because you see here the word Ma'at. It's very hard to see again here. This little tiny glyph here is a cubit stand. This is a sickle for chopping down wheat. This cubit is representative of a measure called the royal cubit, and the gods stand on it. It's their support, their base. So it's saying the gods of the chart stand upon mathematics. But this word Ma'at is identifying, because sometimes Ma'at is drawn with an I, a single I, that consciousness, your level of consciousness, mathematically creates a self-similar duplicate of itself materially. As you think, so shall you become. As you think, so shall you attract. And the gods stand firmly on that principle. Ma'at. Ma'at means that. So, if you're having a problem in your chart, a problem in your life, bad love life, no money, no one likes you, no friends, bad health, whatever, your consciousness is what you should look at. What is your consciousness about health? What is your consciousness about relationships, or about money, or about friendship? Is your consciousness obeying the laws, the science of friendship, the laws and science of relationships, the laws and science of wealth? Because Ma'at means laws and science. You see, the West, the white world, does not have laws, because laws cannot change. Laws of nature can't change. Gravity is gravity. The speed of light is the speed of light. Velocity is velocity. So laws, ma'at, cannot change. What the white culture has, and most cultures have, is modern cultures, is policy. They have policies. Policies can be broken. They can be changed. The police are the ones who maintain the policy. Policy, police, same word. So there is a law to relationship. There's a science of love, a science of attraction. There's a science to wealth. There is a science to communication. There is a science to health. So this beautiful combination, Tehuti Ma'at, the Ma'at part is saying that Ma'at marks out thy course for thee day by day. That science should be thy guide. Not policies, but the divine laws. So the oracle, Tehuti here, the oracle god, meaning the sky chart and the divinations, are trying to teach you the science of areas of your life. Science equals Ma'at. So let's say you have a really ruined Benomosar Venus in your chart. That will show up as what we call curses from Ahi, the god of Venus. So if you have a cursed Ahi, that means Ahi will not want to give you what he owns. He owns money, he owns happiness, fun, joy, relationships, marriages. Those are the things he owns. But there's a law to all those things working well. They are systems. And so, if you have a bad Benos or Venus in your chart and above, like the planet Venus is not doing well above in your chart, it's manifesting below, Keru below, as bad luck in love or in money. Tehuti's oracle is trying to knock you on the head to say, do you know the law, Ma'at, of this deity? This deity stands upon a standard of a law that Ahi, love, marriage, and pleasure have rules, eternal rules that cannot be broken. So for example, the meme that I have written out for Benosar is, smile, my dear, visualize the best, being sure to leave behind all the rest. That's one of the meme versions of the law of Venus, Benosar. It's a profound little rhyme. It's telling you a lot about the science of Venus, of the imagination and its power. You see? So, this is saying, overall, if you raise your Kundalini to reach the stars of your chart and its signs above, and you use your yoga powers to help your 12 houses manifest good luck, through seeing what was written for those planets, signs, and houses by the oracles, which will lead you to turning your chart into lawfulness, scientific lawfulness. Every day, day by day and every day, that this must be your daily prayer. This ninth line is telling you how the Kamau prayed. They will look at their chart in the morning or at night. Actually, we're at night. They look at their chart for the next day at night. They would see what's happening in their chart. Then they would meditate on it. And they would look at the omens from Tehuti in the chart, a square happening, or trine, or an occultation, or whatever. Then they say, oh my goodness, tomorrow I'm having this crazy transit. Let me throw the oracle on it to see what the wisdom god says I need to learn about this event tomorrow, this transit tomorrow, this crazy event that would turn it from harmful into balance, scientific, and lawful. And they would do this every day. Minat Raneb. And this word Raneb, Minat Raneb here, look at this. It's again a sun disk with 3 beams coming to a hand. Meaning, every day you have to handle your life force in your chart. You have to ask for light. You have to reach out, take the effort to up-level and improve your chart through handling life force, handling the light, the yoga of your chart. And the 3 lines represent the stations of the sun. This middle line is the equinox. The left line is the summer solstice. The right line is the winter solstice. You have to handle your life force, especially on the equinox and solstices, in order to bend your karmas into divinity, lawfulness, righteousness, ma'at. It's a fantastic text, and it is a call to the return of astrology being a tool of how to prescribe yoga kriyas, yoga exercises that feed that chart transit each day, and how to think of your life, your psychology, from a scientific point of view, ma'at. What is the science of love? What is the science of communication? What is the science of friendship? There's a science to friendships. How the brain works, the nervous system works, how the eyes work in seeing a familiar face. There's a lot of science behind all this. And the Kamala knew that. They called them the divine laws of Ma'at. Here, Ma'at. Here, Ma'at. Okay? So, I pray you enjoyed this, and may you begin to look at your astrology chart differently. And may you begin to look at, in fact, I'll be doing classes probably in about a year or so. I'll be offering classes on how to read your astrology chart with an emphasis on looking at your chart for the specific yoga movements and sounds and rituals you must do to fix the chart's problems when those transits hit you. How to do star rituals when those stars are active in your chart. In fact, before they hit you, you want to smooth out any problems before they land, correct? So, again, thank you for your time. I wish to thank the gay ancestors who spoke through me tonight and who continue to inspire me with their knowledge and wisdom. And I pray that it helps you all and it brings light, love, and peace to you. We wish well upon the entire earth and to the beings of the heights and upon the beings of the depths. May the light of Ra and of the gay shamans of the Nile Valley, the blacks of Kemet, help all. Dwawend Hotapu.